Now, this made a little bit of news when I was doing an examination, and I'm doing another one actually right now. It's been 13 or so years. Well, actually, yeah, 13. Someone slipped me a document which was unclassified, but it said the following. We've done an audit over the last 6 years at the agency audit. They learned that there were camera blackouts lasting for more than 30 hours on 12 separate occasions over a certain period of time, 6 years. Well, I asked him, I said, well, 30 hours, you could do all sorts of mischief in much less than 30 hours. What if you said 10 hours? He said, oh, well, then the number 12 wouldn't be the number. It would be much, much, much higher. So they picked a number so that the 12 didn't look too awful. These blackouts were only learned when the inspectors went to the site and downloaded the cameras, every 90 days. So this is the reason why, my outfit and others like the Office of Technology Assessment, when it existed, called for doing near real-time monitoring, which is to connect those cameras digitally to the internet on a secure line of some sort, back to some regional office or the IAEA in Vienna. And so you can take a snapshot every 5 or 10 minutes and see what was going on. That is voluntary, though. Next, by the way, the Iranians have been asked repeatedly to extend near real-time surveillance beyond what is required by the nuclear deal on Natanz to cover this thing. They said no. Now, why is that a concern? Well, in October of 2012, I got a phone call from the Wall Street Journal, and they said, they've just unloaded all of the fuel, all 3/3 of the core, for safety reasons. Should we be concerned? I said, well, the burnup is normally 18 months. They're dumping it out in 9 or 10 months. So, I checked around with people who had slide rules or calculators, and they came up with, well, there are probably 25 bombs worth of weapons grade plutonium in that spent fuel. I said, but why do you ask? And he said, well, apparently the Iranians are complaining that there have been 10 to 13 overflights of Bushehr with drones into their airspace. Well, you can guess who that was. That was us. Well, why did we do that? Well, we didn't want to see that spent fuel leave the building to go to some remote place where there might be reprocessing going on. You remember that small reprocessing plant, the 30 by 130 feet by 60 feet thing that could fit in a warehouse, then produce 1 bomb's worth of separation per day. They could be built in 6 months without anybody knowing. Well, we don't know, that might be the case. So they were checking to make sure nothing left the building. This tells you why you might want to have near real-time surveillance at a facility like this. On that note, let's go to the next slide.
Henry, really quick, where was the site with the 12 times 30 hour blackout?
Hold on here. I'm sorry, I have to turn this off. I can't seem to give. Frank, I'm in the middle of a lecture. Can I call you later?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, bye. All right. I apologize.
There's a question in the chat asking where the site with the 12 times 30 hour blackout was.
Oh, where is the chart? Is that the question? Where was the site? Oh, yes. Now, multiple sites. And I asked, well, could we know where at least one of the sites was? And they said, well, we can't tell you, but let's just say it's a country that starts with the letter P. Any guesses as to what country that would be? Anybody? Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Grover, you go to the head of the class. Pakistan.
And Mr. Lamon as well.
Okay, Mr. Lamon as well. The point here is there's only one country that's a member that starts with the letter P. So, I mean, it was not just a hint. It was a giveaway. So that should make you feel good. I mean, they're not interested in diverting anything for weapons, I am sure. On the other hand, in fairness to Pakistan, I can imagine they have a lot of blackouts, you know. All right, let's get going here. There is your small plant. There's a truck there. It gives you some idea how small the plant could be. And you always have to worry that someone will do this. And if you think this is theoretical, it isn't. This facility, first of all, was designed by two people who were very pro-nuclear, if you will, and the folks at the Atomic Industrial Forum, which is, I guess, now roughly the Nuclear Energy Institute, said, well, there's no point in restricting reprocessing because look how easy it is. Of course, when they put this out and made it public, it was a detailed design, everyone freaked out. They went, oh my God, all the more reason to do whatever we can to control it. But they had a point. If you go to Dimona, they have a reprocessing plant that's relatively small, that's inside of the small reactor underneath. So this is not theory. You can do this.